Welcome to our first video here on the mini-series involving moles and stoichiometry reactions. In this introductory video, what we want to do is talk about how we can use the concept of mole-to-mole conversions in order to determine how much product we can form if we're given a certain fixed amount of reactant. So to introduce this concept, I want to consider the very basic chemical reaction equation that we've looked at a number of times now, where we take 1 mole of O2, oxygen, and reacted with 2 moles of H2 and forming 2 moles of water. The question we want to answer now is how many moles of water we can form if we're given 4 moles of O2. So basically 4 moles of O2 here, we need to figure out how much water can form. In order to carry this out, I want to write out a little pathway here. We're going to start off by writing down what we're given. 4 moles of this first reactant. Our goal then is to somehow convert this quantity of our given reactant into the quantity of product. And of course, we don't know that. Question mark in there. In order to carry out this conversion, we can see that the units involved are moles of reactant on the left here and moles of product on the right-hand side. So the conversion factor that we're going to require in order to carry out this conversion is going to involve a ratio of units where we're going to have moles of O2 on the bottom and moles of H2O on the top. In order to cook up a conversion factor that takes us between moles of one chemical compound and moles of another chemical compound, we need to turn back now to our chemical reaction equation. It turns out that these stoichiometric coefficients that weight each one of the reactants and product species in a balanced chemical reaction equation, keyword there is balanced chemical reaction equation, give us the molar ratio that we're going after here. So in this case, we can read the coefficient of 2 in front of water tells us that for every 2 moles of H2O that we form, we will have reacted 1 mole of O2, of oxygen, O2. So to carry out the actual solution, we're going to rewrite what we're given here, moles, 4 moles of O2. We're then going to form this conversion factor, to 1, the 2 moles of H2O for every 1 mole of O2. Then we can see moles of O2 is canceling out, and we're basically taking our given amount of oxygen, 4 moles in this case, multiplying by 2, and arriving at our final answer, which is, of course, 8. And that is 8 moles of product. So this is the basic idea behind using mole-to-mole conversion factor to determine how much product you can form given a certain amount of reactant. In the next video now, we're going to look at a slightly more complicated chemical reaction. And in this problem, we're going to be looking at how much reactant will be required to form a certain amount of product.